For our activity this week, I have given you a lot of room for you to be creative. All the supplies I've given you are this little tiny box, the glue that's in your bag if you need it, and inside of your box is a really long piece of paper that is folded like an accordion. And we are going to turn these boxes into a tiny box of you. The best part about this activity is that since none of us have the same supplies, all of our little boxes are going to be totally unique and exactly like ourselves. So I was at the library today and had to work with what I could find in here, but I found quite a few things that were all about me. And I want you to sort of think of how you would introduce yourself to someone else. What would you tell them is important to you? What activities would you think about when you thought of things that you loved to do? You don't have to glue things in here if you don't want to. It could be all painting if you're great at painting. It could be writing if you love writing poetry or stories. It could just be like a miniature diary if that's what you are into. If you are really great at art, it would be fun to make a bunch of tiny comics showing things that have happened in your life or things that are really important to you. I would be so interested to see what you all put inside of your tiny boxes of you, but the point is that you don't have to show anyone. This can just be a special craft that you do for yourself to think about what is really important in your life. And maybe you're not ready to share some of those things yet, and maybe you're still trying to figure out what is really important to you, so some of the pages in your box will be blank. All of that is totally normal, and I'm excited to see what you guys find out about yourselves while doing this craft. I took some time to cover up the outside of my box. I had some scrap newspapers laying around, and I cut out the weather map on one of them and glued it all around the outside, but I left the sides of my box yellow. There was also a really cool looking compass in the scrap of newspaper that I was using, so I cut that out and put it on top of my box as well. If you had construction paper laying around, or you had paint at home that you think would cover the box, or maybe you even had some of the magazine left over from when we made our notebooks last month, all of these would be amazing things to use to cover up the outside of your box. Or, if you want to be really secret, you could just pretend it's still a box of paper clips. You can see inside of my box, I was able to create a bright yellow page on the front because I love yellow. And then I glued a bunch of yarn on the next page because I actually love to knit and make things out of yarn. I found some seeds in the library, and I love gardening, so I put them in there. And then I found this piece of tinfoil that was garbage. And I actually really like to be low waste and not use garbage. And that makes me a bit sad thinking about using garbage, so I turned it into a rain cloud. And this last one is a picture of a tent and a campfire because camping is one of my all-time favorite things. And that is what I was able to do with just a few supplies in the library. Have fun exploring what makes you you. You are all special and amazing. Happy early Valentine's Day, everybody.